and welcome to the Best Song 4, where I put James's music curation skills to the test.
We are coming to you from Startle Music. We're both called James, and as head of content, it's my job to make perfect playlists for our customers.
And today I'm James's customer, and my challenge or brief to you, James, is I would like the best song for making the Mona Lisa smile.
Oh.
And that is making her smile, not like doing the face like Mona Lisa.
Okay, my dog has started barking just you mentioned the Mona Lisa, so it's fine. I feel like she's quietening down. Anywho, right, okay, so making the Mona Lisa smile. So recently, I actually thought about getting a fake Mona Lisa and putting it in my living room. I don't know why. I feel like it's... Have you seen the actual Mona Lisa?
Yeah. Oh, no, in real life, no.
Oh, in real life, no. Oh, you haven't seen the actual Mona Lisa. Okay. Should I continue? It's quite small. Like, it's like a really small portrait. It's not massive, which I was kind of underwhelmed, actually. But anywho, okay, so making the Mona Lisa smile, right? So one of the major reasons why people listen to music is because it's mood altering without sounding like a drug, but it very much is like a drug. It's why, like, we listen to music in the gym to get us pumped for like a session you're about to do, or why you like listen to music when you're upset, or even when you like listen to music when you're at a party and you're happy and you want to create some sort of uplifting experience. Like, that is the power of music, quite pure and simply. So things like certain tracks have the power to kind of disrupt how you're feeling at any given moment. Like, if you hear Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper, the likelihood that you're going to go into some sort of downward spiral of like sad feelings is pretty low. You might be annoyed by it, like, and that's absolutely okay, but the chances are it's probably going to amuse you slightly, and it's maybe going to lift you slightly higher in terms of emotions. That's not a science-backed statement, by the way, just FYI. That's James picking science.
Well, I can give you some science if you like.
Oh, well, please do.
Ready? Right, science coming at you. So 2011 study conducted by the University of Groningen. Don't know if that's how you say it. Groningen. They showed the power of music to affect your perception, and they were getting people to listen to positive, happy, upbeat music, and then they showed them pictures of people's faces, and the two effects that they saw, one is that people were better able to recognize a smile, so like seeing the picture and recognizing a smiling happy face, they were better able to do that.
Yeah.
And second thing, which is even more interesting and impressive, was that they actually saw a smile where it didn't exist. So they were actually rewriting what they were seeing, and the music was pushing over their perception and just making it look much happier than it actually is.
Yeah.
So the first one, better able to recognize smiling faces. I want to talk a little bit about perception fluency. So when things are easier to perceive, we like them more, basically.
Yeah.
There's a really nice little study, actually, quite an old one now, where they measured how much someone wants to buy cake with two different ads. One group saw one and one group saw the other, and it was just a slice of cake with a fork on the side. And it was exactly
yes, you got my attention.
It was exactly the same ad, same picture, although one was one way and one was another way. Okay. Yeah. So the picture that had the fork on the right hand side, which is where you would ordinarily pick it up to eat it, increased the amount of participants who said that they wanted to eat it or buy it.
Okay.
Basically, because the information was easier to process, because the fork was on the correct side to eat immediately in the picture, it increased the likelihood of them wanting it. So it's that when our brain likes things that are easy to understand. And so the music and the smiling faces, that perceptual fluency makes it more of a lubricated process where it's like it's easier to understand. And then on top of that, we're actually rewriting, because it's easier to understand a face that looks a bit like a smile with happy music as a smile, rather than saying, no, it isn't, because that takes much more brain power to go against it. So we're much easier go, yeah, cool, I'm happy, that person's happy.
Yeah.
So that's the music where I was actually rewriting their perception of the world. So as you were saying about mood, it's actually not only elevating you, but kind of providing a layer over the top of things where actually things do feel better. It is actually making you happier, as opposed to like thinking that you're happier.
Yeah.
Final little thing is, have you ever heard of a Duchenne smile?
No, I haven't.
So Duchenne is the name of the researcher, and it's a Duchenne smile is basically an authentic smile.
Okay.
So signals are like the creases in the corner of your eyes, if you're old enough to be creased in the corner of your eyes,
Yes.
and the raising of the sides of the mouth. So it's the way that we would know that it's a real, authentic smile. And psychologists have looked at the Mona Lisa, and they say it is not a Duchenne smile, aka she is not smiling.
The age-old debate is gone. Is she smiling? Is she happy? Is she not? I always did think that she doesn't look that happy.
No, I don't think
some people are like, oh, maybe she just doesn't show a lot of emotion. And I'm like, but there's not showing a lot of emotion, and there's not showing any. And it just feels like, yeah.
So this is your brief. So we know Mona Lisa is not smiling because it is not a Duchenne smile.
Yeah.
We also know that music can make you think that she's smiling. So what track are you going to play to make me look at the Mona Lisa and go, yep, she is smiling?
Okay. The track that I am going to play is by ABBA.
Yes.
Whoa! Whoa! The crowd goes wild. What track by ABBA am I going to pick? I'm going to pick Dancing Queen.
Yeah.
Not just because it is a fantastic song, which actually, I feel like my parents would have danced to that song or listened to that song, and yet still in various contexts you hear that song. It's such a success. It's amazing that songs can last for, like, how old is it? I don't know, like 40, 50 years now.
Do you know the song? Which one starts with dan 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 dan? Does your mother know? Yeah.
Okay, right, yeah.
So that was my wake-up alarm for about 7 years.
So now you hate that song?
No, I love it. Anytime.
I still love it. Wow. I've used songs I've used songs as wake-up alarms before, and they've ruined the songs for me. But right, so Dancing Queen. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of science attached to this. It's not just James's opinion, the best song from James's opinion. So same university of Groningen. It's from Holland, babes, basically. Dr. Jacob Jolige, who's a neuroscientist, he was commissioned by that university to find the happiest songs ever and make a playlist of them, and also find what characteristics in the songs linked them all together. And he found that higher tempos, well, I kind of expected that, major keys, of course expected that, and lyrics that highlighted positive events totally make sense, or lyrics that did not make sense at all were among the most happiest and well received. Isn't that weird?
That is interesting. See, I've had a song from my youth been brought back to me by my daughter, who's obsessed with listening to it at the minute. Do you remember the hamster song? No. Do you remember?
James, you can't just make up songs. This is a serious show.
Honestly, she absolutely loves it, and it's just a load of gibberish. Because at one point, there's someone shouts in it, you put your pants back on or something. It's completely mental, and she loves it.
Right, okay. Hamster song, add to all playlists. Done. So makes sense, hamster song. So yeah, generally things that don't make sense at all, people, maybe they just find it almost entertaining, and that it doesn't require a lot of thought to then just experience the song. They don't have to like process the story that's going on. But yeah, anyway, so you find all of these characteristics. made this playlist. We can link the playlist. We should do that and get people to listen to the happiest songs ever. But the reason for Dancing Queen, one, it's on the playlist. Two, it has this like piano slide which like brings you straight into it, which is so like, come on, piano slides, they're very theatrical and dramatique. It's very camp, it's sparkly, it's like the definition of kind of pop disco. It's, as I mentioned, transcended generations.
Did you hear that? Someone called me for about half a second.
ABBA's calling. ABBA's calling. What's Bjorn from ABBA is calling?
Hello.
So it's transcended generations. Yeah, my mum would have danced to it. I've danced to this song. It has these kind of like staccato piano riffs and strings, and like then there's like that suspense with the "you can dance," like it's like a B7 chord, and it's like, ooh, where's this going? And then it's like back to jolly, jolly, jolly. But also I have a real life reason why I'm choosing this song. So I was actually in a shoe store, which is a kind of like, oh, we're super cool, and we like, I don't know why I'm doing this, pretend I've got a fringe. We're super cool, and we stock unusual varieties of shoes that you can't really get anywhere else. So I was in the shoe shop. They were playing very much like hipster, alternative, indie music. And then suddenly ABBA Dancing Queen came on, and this guy who worked in the shop, who like little fisherman's cap, just very style, like very like into my style, and like in a totally cool way, just started like dancing. And it was like so kind of like intoxicating a little bit. And I was like, oh my God, I really want to dance too. And I was like, but I can't see any shoes that I want to buy. So is he going to expect me to then buy the shoes if I start dancing with them? Oh my God, no, just watch him silently and then you can leave the shop. But it just totally made me smile. And it was like the contrast between this typical kind of moody indie song and then ABBA Dancing Queen. And just instantly the shift in emotion was in front of my very eyes.
Yeah, I think, I totally agree. And I think with that track, we've talked about nostalgia before on a previous episode, and I think that it's that nostalgia thing as well, where it just takes you straight back to something. It's like that song is so imbued with so much stuff that's all like upbeat that it like cuts through and just like really gets you.
Yeah.
There's a thing called the cocktail party effect, where the idea is that when you're in a cocktail party, if someone in the back of the room suddenly says your name, you've like tuned in instantly because it's like it's about you. And I think it's sort of that same thing. It's like that quality, isn't it? Sometimes you can be in a shop and not really register that there's music. It's just sort of noise. And then sometimes the track comes on and you're just like, oh yeah. And then you kind of like forget that you're shopping because you're just having such a great time.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I think actually one thing you've just made me think of is, so when creating like playlists, there has to be those sort of tracks which slightly wash over you, because then it just further enhances those ABBA Dancing Queen tracks.
Totally.
You can't constantly have an ABBA Dancing Queen moment. It just doesn't exist. You're constantly fluctuating in terms of your emotion. So you need these other tracks to then just make those Dancing Queen ones pop. And wow, God. The brain is working up, right? Cut filming, we're making playlists. Go. Like, no, I need to go.
Wonderful. Well, thanks very much for that, James. So this is lovely James's recommendation for the best song for making the Mona Lisa smile. So I encourage you to sit and look at the Mona Lisa, the real one, preferably with in your ear some new little pods, listening to ABBA's Dancing Queen, and see if she's smiling or not, because scientists say no, but I think you could see otherwise.
Thank you.